So he's a researcher of international renown. Carlos Moreno is associate professor at the Paris IAE Panthéon Sorbonne University in France, and also co-founder and scientific director of the ETI Chair Entrepreneurship, Territorial Innovation. He specialized in the study of complex systems and in the development of innovation processes. He earned recognition as a scientist with an innovative mind, pioneer works, and his unique approach on urban issues. He is renowned for his smart city concept. I remember in 2014 is the human smart city, and well known as successful entrepreneur thanks to an innovative startup he created. He is now renowned as a scientific advisor of national and international figures of the highest level, including the Mayor of Paris, Mrs. Anne Hidalgo, in quality of Smart City Special Envoy of the Mayor. Carlos Moreno is one of the visionaries who bring a new perspective on issues. He works at the heart of issues of international significance as a result of his research, including the following concepts: the digital and sustainable city in 2006, overtaken by the human smart city launched in 2012, the living city in 2014, as well as the city of 15 minutes. This is the latest introduction he brings, followed by the territory of 30 minutes launched in 2016. The most recent concepts involve a new urban and territorial approach on the chrono, urbanism, the chronotopy, and the topophilia. I believe we are all curious to listen from Carlos' own. It's it's a great pleasure to meet you, even though it's a virtual and digital way. But I believe a lot of people are curious, also interested in listen to you, to your next 25 minutes that you will share with us all your knowledge related with smart cities, smart tourism, smart destinations, intelligence. That's what we expect from you, which you are a smart mind, amazing mind. Welcome.
Victor, it's a real pleasure for me to be here. I'm so sorry because today we will continue by the digital technologies to communicate. I will hope that in the next time we will have the opportunity to dinner, to drink, etc. Thank you for your kind introduction, and a greeting from Paris, of course. I would like to share with you my research work in my team at the Sorbonne University about the urban and territorial transitions. And indeed, today, I would like to explain this concept, the city of proximities, the 15-minute city. I agree with you, my friend Victor, because this concept today is very popular around the world. In several countries, cities have been discussing about 15-minute city in all continents, and I wanted to explore with you this way. This morning I read a Spanish newspaper, an article by the digital newspaper about the city of Valencia. Valencia is the third city in Spain. And in fact, this city, Valencia, has decided to develop a new touristic offer based on the 15-minute city way in order to propose a sustainable tourism, in particular with the concept and guidelines of the city of proximity. In reality, What is this concept? 15-minute city, city of proximity. In my mind, in reality, we wish to propose a new urban lifestyle narrative. Many people discuss today about normality, and in these very hard times, many people discuss about, in fact, it is possible or not to live in a new normality. In fact, we don't live today, and we didn't live before the COVID-19 in the normality. The situation was already abnormal. Why? Because, in fact, our humanity is facing major global challenges on a scale and sense of urgency, in particular with climate change. In a few days, we will celebrate in Paris the 5th anniversary of the Paris Agreement, the COP21. And in reality, our situation is today very hard. We live today in a planet in danger because we need to reach absolutely at the horizon 2050 the carbon neutrality. And in an urban world, the source of global challenges, in particular for climate, comes from cities. And the solution must necessarily lie in cities too. This is vital today to address this global issue with a new perspective. Today, in almost the totality of our planet, we have a totally, radically new situation with the COVID-19. We have never seen before in the human history this situation. And at the heart of this COVID-19, the question, in fact, is what is the role of citizens, of the citizens and cities for decide in what kind of city do we want to live in today. It is the time for radically changing of paradigm. Cities today in the world are not sustainable. It is not possible to continue to live in mineral cities with the production and consumption in this today impossible way for developing a correct urban style life. We need to change for respecting, on the one hand, the climate for reducing the CO2 emissions, and to develop at the same time a sustainable city, because the sustainable city is not an ecological city, but at the same time, this is a city with a new economic model, with a social impact. We must today to reinvent the new business model of cities in this way of sustainable cities. We need today to develop a new mindset, to propose a new urban narrative. If we wanted to develop a real human smart city, if we wanted to develop the new services for humans and not for cars, the first thing is to reconquer our time, our useful time, at the heart of the real quality of societal life in a sustainable city. We should escape to the hectic city. For that, we consider that it is the time for a time-centric city in order to offer a city of proximities, a plural, based on three new elements. The first one, the chrono-urbanism, this is a new pace in the city to change the rhythm of the city. The second point, this is the chronotopia, to develop the multi-purpose functions. And the third point, this is the topophilia, to develop a new feel for living in cities, for citizens love the places, square, public spaces, streets. We wanted to propose a new urban lifestyle based on the possibility to access in the proximity to 6 urban social functions: to live, to work, to supply, to care, to learn, to enjoy. We consider that if we have the possibility to offer each one of 6 urban social functions for accessing for each one of us within a reduced perimeter, 15 minutes in a compact zone or 13 minutes in a medium or low density, by low carbon mobilities, by foot, by bike, or by electric car in the territory and low density. We have the possibility to offer a new capabilities for finding this high quality societal life. In fact, we will propose 3 new indicators. The first one, my individual well-being, myself in my family. The second indicator, this is the indicator of sociability with my neighbor and my work colleagues. And the third indicator, my relationship between myself and my ecological attitude and in an inclusive planet. In fact, just one, I'm so sorry, this is in Spanish, I'm so sorry. In fact, we wanted to develop a new model based on the horizontal mixity. One of the most important problems in cities is the verticality, because several infrastructures and buildings are used in particular for one only functions. We want to develop these intersections, mixity, because this is the key element for I said that our way is to develop a polycentric city. We wanted to implement in the 15-minute city a city based on multi services. For that, in my research team, we have been developing a powerful digital platform in order to explore the territory for visualizing the completeness or incompleteness to propose the territorial diagnosis and assessing assumptions and uh, create the new urban strategies. This is very hard work in order to uh, find the hidden resources in cities, because for a sustainable city, we need to optimize each one of resources, the material resources of the immaterial resources. And in this way, for example, with the geolocalization and the hyper proximity for fighting against the COVID-19 pandemic crisis in the city of Paris 6 months before the pandemic crisis, we had already in this platform, for example, the survey of different care and societal resources available in the city. And we have been developing, including for a touristic offer, this activity. We have the possibility to explore each one, the district, for example, and we propose with the collaborative maps the possibility to increase the potential of touristical resources, the restaurants, the bar, theater, cinema, and other, for enhancing the different offers available in the city. The set-off of the resources available in cities, we have been exploring this new way for creating a new ontologic repository IA oriented. This is a very powerful tool in order to create a basic knowledge of the city. Today, the city of Paris are embracing the concept of 15-minute city in a concrete implementation. This is, for example, the roadmap and in the city of Paris to build new services based on each one of urban social functions, including to the public spaces, the schools, the new short circuits, and the ecological actions for reuse elements. This is a photo, for example. This is an example of the 15-minute city in Paris. This is not only because we are transforming the public spaces for proposing the soft mobilities, but as well because in the ground level, for example, we have been developing the new one-shop points, and these square meters, in fact, the owner is the city of Paris with a new real estate agency oriented only for the shops in the proximity. This is a way for use the common good in order to escape to the commercial real estate and the gentrification. Today, for example, this is a picture in the real new districts in the outskirts of the city of Paris, because the city of 15 minutes is as well the possibility for transforming not only the historical center of the hypercenter, but as well the outskirts and the proximity. And we are very proud of this realization, because this is one of the most popular and poor districts, and today this is a really innovative district with the concept of the city of proximity, soft mobilities, vegetalization, organic density, mixity, the urban social functions, etc. The city of proximities is the concept today adopted by the C40 cities, the worldwide network of cities committed for climate. And the C40 cities has decided to launch an international initiative in Paris in the, December 11th, in the International Forum for commemorating the anniversary of the Paris Agreement. This is the international initiative with 12 world cities, global cities of the 40 cities, for developing the 15-minute projects in each one of cities with the students, researchers, and academic ecosystem. I wanted to invite you in each one of cities to or academic groups to take part in this international initiative. Keep in touch, December 11th in Paris, the open and launching session. The city of Misty Minutos today, it's a reality in cities as Melbourne in Australia, in North America, in Canada, in Ottawa, of course, in the Nordic countries, in Copenhagen, in Malmö, in Oslo. This is the new district of Nordhaven, in, of course, Dutch cities. This is the case in Utrecht with the new district of Moreno, totally designed based on this concept of proximity. If I wanted to put it in a nutshell, in fact, the COVID-19, it's a dramatic situation for each one of us in our cities, but at the same time, it's a very big opportunity for changing our lifestyles, including tourism, including the work, the daily activities, including each one of our activities in general for changing our urban lifestyle. We could change radically if we wanted to take this opportunity for developing this idea of functional circularity, to live, to work, to supply, to care, to learn, and to enjoy in the proximity. It is possible today with the work, because with the new technologies, it is possible to access to remote job, for example, for avoiding to go daily to my office during 1 hour or more. This is a big opportunity with the green street, with the soft mobility, with the one-shop point, with the multi-purpose location, with the multiple services, with the health services. In fact, we wanted to propose the vibrant city, the livable city. We wanted to propose this concept of the Jane Jacobs, because this is one of my most important inspiration sources, the living city. Thank you for your attention. Thank you to my friend Victor for this kind invitation, and I think that in the next time we will have the possibility to dinner, to lunch, to drink, to live in the nice moments. Thank you for...
That's for sure, my friend, because we already missed that part of the old world, the old normal. And it's really amazing, your insights always. It's so one never gets tired of listening what is such an amazing knowledge about how the cities evolve, they need to evolve. So I have a question, just simple questions, because we already been discussing these topics for such a long time, but definitely I believe there was a turning point last year, I believe, when in an electoral campaign for mayor of Paris, it was assumed as a promise, actually, a political promise to do it, implement it. Let's do it. It's time to do it. There's enough talk. This is time to do it. So I believe it's like the ignition for another cities around the world. They took it like an example. So my question for you, and connecting with everything that's in the background, it's like we are returning to our local neighborhood, right? It's like we have to make it again small, and then we connect dots, and everything will flow in a natural way. But what do you think it's more important? Is the political power in the city, or also the national governments, they need to take action also in these subjects?
This is a very good question, my friend. Indeed, today we need to develop the new urban policy in the proximity. The 21st century is the century of cities. The 20th century was the century of state nations. In this so hard time, pandemic climate and climate change, we needed to foster cities for developing new economic model, new urban policies. One of the most important points in my mind is to develop the common good, or creating a new process for having this proximity. The national politics in a country, Paris, unfortunately, is so centralized. It's very complicated to access to a real decentralization. I think that in this complicated time, several national governments are today interested in promote the new decentralized urban and territorial communities. And I think that the major problem is the budget to offer the good money, finance for developing these concrete projects, because this is the time for acting and not for discussing, not for thinking. And I call the national government for proposing the resources for financing the concrete project in the territories.
Another last question before I give you some seconds also to talk about your book. But I want to ask you, what is the role of the private sector in this major master plan?
Yes, this is a very, very good question as well. The role of private sector is essential because if we wanted to develop the city of proximity, the 15-minute city, we need to develop the jobs in the proximity and the jobs in general. This is a private uh, activity, including by the big companies. One of the most important difficulties today for developing the 15-minute city in reality is the corporate towers. Because in a tower, you have 2,000, 3,000 and more people daily with a very hard commuting from their home to the office. And today, in Paris, this is the case, we have been developing a new concept. The concept is the corporate working, the corporate working. Do you know the working, the decentralized places for startups? And we want to propose to develop the core working to go from the corporate towers because the corporate towers, in fact, will become the ghost towers or decentralized in the different place, the corporate working or facilitating a decentralized job. The role of private sector is very important if we wanted to radically change the relationship in the urban social functions, the work, because we needed to work together and daily.
Very good. And now to close our conversation, tell us a little bit about your latest book and the previous e-book that we are promoting also to our audience in Smart Travel 20. This latest book is only in French for now, but it will be released in other language?
No, my ebook is in French, English, Italian, Portuguese,
Okay.
and my last book is only in French. It's a very, very big book, but the ebook is in 5 languages, including
So what are the
Portuguese.
differences? What do you bring in the latest book right now?
Yeah. This is the light book with the essential because we wanted to translate in 5 languages.
Yes. So it's the content is related with COVID-19, I believe. You have some insights about it.
Yes, the content is dedicated to the paradigm of the city of proximities in the context of climate change and COVID-19.
Amazing, Carlos. It was great to have you with us in this 2020 edition, very weird edition. Everyone is a little bit confused about what's going to happen for the future of traveling around the world and the events and the culture and the creativeness. But one thing for sure, intelligence cannot stop. So I believe we need the examples like you just brought, and people like you can share with us some insights about what can be the future in an optimistic vision. Thank you, my friend. It's been great to have you here with us. Bye-bye.
Have a nice day and see you soon. Bye bye.